I suppose the best place to start is probably our own journey, my own family. So my daughter Arabella, who's 7, she is our wonderful little sunshine rare girl, that's what we call her. She was, it was around 4 to 6 months that we started noticing she wasn't developing typically as a 4 to 6 month baby would. And we started kind of asking questions and kind of just noticing different things. So eventually it became a long battle to actually find out what was going on, what kind of diagnosis. I won't even say we were looking for a diagnosis at that point, but we were just trying to find out for our own selves where to go and what to do, you know, and how we could help her. It's important to say, I suppose, look, this was a battle. It was a battle to get a diagnosis, for anyone to kind of take us seriously and listen to us, our concerns. Eventually, I'm going to say by the age of 2, we were referred to for genetic testing. And this involved kind of taking like bloods from herself, and eventually that came back, I'm going to say maybe 4 months later, and the blood showed a rare genetic sequence, basically. You know, I had no idea what this was. Me and my husband were like fraught with worry, kind of going, what is this? You know, it's just this long code. And I kind of felt at the time like, oh God, like, you know, like, are we the only ones going through this? Like, what does this mean, you know? And the pediatrician at the time kind of said, you know, I can't give it advice on this. I don't know what this means. So you're going to have to be sent to a genetic consultant in Crumlin. That's where they're based. And we kind of thought, okay, when can this happen? Please, we need to know as soon as possible what this means. Unfortunately, we were told this could take 2 to 3 years before we see a genetic counsellor. Absolutely disgraceful. Like, can't even put into words how vulnerable we felt at that time, you know. So he kind of said also, look, you could go down that route and you could wait, you know, I wouldn't recommend it, or you could go private, and private means 2 weeks. 2 weeks you can see a genetic counsellor. So at the time we were kind of like, this is a no-brainer. We definitely have to go and find out what this means. I suppose it's important to mention as well that there's only 3 genetic consultants in Ireland. There's 15 in Northern Ireland. Yeah, so it's kind of like, because this is a smaller population in Northern Ireland. Here in Ireland, we have 3, so they're completely overrun. But look, it transpires anyway that she did have a rare disease, and her rare disease is 2q24.2. It's a microdeletion on chromosome 2 that affects specific genes which kind of have led her to have intellectual disability. She's non-speaking, she kind of has sensory issues, and she would be at risk of epilepsy. So quite a bit going on. I suppose at the time, like I said, we were very vulnerable. We felt like we were the only ones that were going through this. And that's when we came across Rare Ireland Family Support Network. And it just so happens that I'm on their committee now. They were a lifesaver for us. It was just amazing to get the opportunity to share with other people and talk to other people in the same boat. Because while rare diseases are very much different, like they can be so, like in our case, Arabella's is ultra rare. She is only one of 15 that we know of in the world. So there's no one else in Ireland with her condition. So it was really interesting to kind of talk to other parents who had similar conditions as well. So we're like a parent-led group, we're a charity now. And what we do is provide support, information, advice to other families going through the same thing. We have a safe space where people can share their own journey. We also try and put other families in touch with each other. So if we know that someone has a similar condition,